Moline. She had asked what happens essentially when lightning strikes the ground. Why does the ground look different when this happens? And I asked her for a picture. I haven't gotten a response yet, so I'm going to pull a picture offline that shows a good example of what happens afterward. So this I found on Reddit, and it actually is a very similar picture that you can find across a lot of parts of the internet if you just do a simple search for lightning striking the ground. And this was at a golf course where lightning happened to strike the ground, and you can see what it did there. It actually looks like another multiplying lightning bolt kind of hit the ground and went over top of the grass there, causing some burn marks. Really dramatic picture. And by the way, this is exactly why you do not want to be on a golf course during a thunderstorm. Look at how far out that lightning was able to spread across the surface of the turf. That's some scary stuff. So here's what happened. As lightning hits the ground, it actually creates what are called Lichtenberg figures. And that's that branching pattern. Kind of looks like a tree branch or multiple lightning bolts that you saw there scoured into the ground. The intense heat actually travels along the surface of the ground, creating all of that. Because when you think about the ground, we have to remember that it's wet, and that is often a good conductor of electricity. That can certainly do that. It allows it to travel across the surface there. The other thing that this can create, in addition to those scar marks on the ground, is you can get what are called fulgurites. And what those are is the extreme heat caused by lightning, because we know that lightning is multiple times hotter than the surface of the sun. That can actually create a solid mass made out of the ground, the soil itself, because it's so hot, it melts it. And it almost think of it like a fossil, like a fossilized version of the soil. And we've seen that happen many times too. If you do an internet search, you'll see a lot of examples of those. And what was also interesting is that lightning can actually change the chemistry of the soil. Now we see this in the spring when we get that quick green up. We get a lot more of that nitrogen to infuse itself into the ground. Well, also because lightning is so hot, it can change the chemistry and the composition of the soil. So that was fascinating to learn about.